Hello everybody, Varun Jordan side. So for the first time, our scientists have discovered an actual life evidence outside the Earth. Guess what? It's not just even outside the Earth, it's beyond our solar system, nearly 124 light years away from Earth. And this particular planet, K2-18b, seemed to be the content for our today's episode. Alright, now just to tell you about it, a molecule has been discovered in this particular planet, in the particular atmosphere, and this particular molecule literally signifies and proves the biological signature for human life that could probably exist in that particular planet. And you know what's even more crazy? Only few people just speak about it, and this is a very, very important episode for mankind, and this is going to be another important discovery for human nature as well, because Earth is not going to sustain for a longer period of time, and many of the movies have really describing the same thing, right? So Earth is not going to sustain for a long period of time, and human need to find a way out of the planet in order to find a better one. And this seemed to create another kind of revelation to the humankind, so that they could probably live and establish a new level of lifestyle and civilization outside the planet. Now many people just want to think about going for Mars, especially Elon Musk and other people are really thinking about the same. But this one seemed to be very extraordinary, and this is not just done by Elon Musk or SpaceX. This particular research has been done by NASA and James Webb Telescope. Alright, ever since I was in childhood, I used to think, are we alone in this particular planet, or are we the only people who's living in this universe? But now, both of them, NASA and James Webb Telescope, have done a fantastic job, because they have really taken me and us, all of us, especially close to the answer. Alright, so in this particular episode, let's really discuss about what this particular K2-18b planet is all about. Number 2, what is the actual scientific discovery that took place in this particular planet? And number 3, where it's all going to end up in future and what we could probably discover. All such things let's discuss in today's episode. Alright, let's dive in. Now coming to the first thing, let's talk about this particular planet, which is K2-18b. Now this particular planet is nearly 2.6 times bigger than Earth, and it is really 8.6 times more massive in comparison to Earth. And it also categorized as a newly proposed extraterrestrial planet which could have a liquid water ocean beneath hydrogen-rich atmosphere. Alright, in this particular Earth we have oxygen. Oxygen seems to have a major composition in our atmosphere. Similarly, in that particular planet, which is K2-18b, hydrogen seems to have a major contribution, and beneath this particular atmosphere they could have a liquid water ocean. Alright, and now knowing further about the atmosphere, it also came to know that the James Webb Telescope further discovered the presence of methane and also carbon dioxide in this particular planet. And more importantly, something more crazy ever happened, which is nothing but a discovery of DMS, which stands for Dimethyl Sulfide. Now, to tell you about this particular molecule, it is very special and it is very specific, because this molecule is produced by life on Earth. So especially the marine phytoplankton, this particular organism produces this particular molecule, and due to the presence of this, but due to the trace of this particular molecule on that K2b18 planet, scientists believe that life could probably exist on this particular planet as well. Alright, and as usual, the presence of mild temperature, the global oceanic waves and global oceans, that could even probably make the chance very, very high, and even this particular planet becomes the strongest candidate for the extraterrestrial life, which is probably outside Earth. So definitely human beings may not be present, it's very rare, but still scientists believe that some kind of microbic organisms or some kind of sea creatures or some kind of oceanic lives that could really exist under unique conditions. And recently this particular planet was discovered and observed in 2015 by Kepler Space Telescope, which was probably on the K2 mission. And more importantly, the recent study in depth by James Webb Telescope in 2023-2024 have been sparkling global attention, and that really gave an outcome of the presence of this particular DMS molecule, which stands for, once again, dimethyl sulfide. Now this dimethyl sulfide is almost found in the planets which could probably produce lives. Alright, so this is not something which is coming from a non-living organism, it always comes from a living organism. And as I told you earlier, the deep sea living creatures, which is called as a phytoplankton, this phytoplankton has this particular rarest molecule, and this rarest molecule seemed to create a spark, global spark among scientists, making them probably wonder that whether living organisms are really present in that particular planet or not. Right? So we could be very excited about this particular discovery on this K2-18b planet. However, science values replication and certainty. While the presence of DMS is really giving a good spark to all the eyes of scientists, making them to believe that life exists in this particular planet. However, there is no other real signature, or there is no other collaborating biosignatures proving that life such as oxygen or water vapor or anything else which could probably prove that life really existing on that particular planet. And coming to astrobiology, the extraordinary discovery needs extraordinary evidence. Guess what? This is just a glimpse of it. This is just a trace. This is just a signature, a normal signature, and this cannot determine everything completely. And of course, further deep research, deep level of works need to be put in. Further, more and more discoveries, more and more level of trial and error methods have to take place over and over again in the upcoming years, and then probably we can come to a conclusion of whether life existing in that particular planet or not. So coming to astrobiology, it's nothing but the discovery of the scientific study of life on this particular universe, of how life began on Earth, where life might exist beyond Earth, what signs and biosignatures life left behind, like certain gases on this planet's atmosphere and everything else, and more importantly, what kind of conditions needed for human beings who can survive anywhere else outside the planet, and what kind of conditions are currently allowing humans to survive in this particular Earth, and everything else and anything else is studied by top level scientists in this particular department, just so called as astrobiology. Alright, so these people are really have currently came to this sort of conclusion. Now other scientists, the other chemical scientists especially, they even predict that this particular DMS could be formed by an abiotic process, which is said to be a non-biological chemical reaction where no life is probably needed or no life is probably present at that point of time. Alright, so simulations in laboratory suggest that under hydrothermal activity with certain kind of minerals and gases can potentially generate DMS under right conditions, and especially on the planet like K2, which has hydrogen rich atmosphere, they could probably produce this DMS. Alright, so even scientists predict that it could be an abiotic process. So guess what? Even the DMS could be even a false positive molecule misread as an evidence of life. And you know what's even more crazy? Still this K2-18b seem to be unfolding and seem to be very mysterious to many other scientists as well. So guess what? Another surprising thing. The James Webb Telescope has been scheduled. Observations have been scheduled for the future time period as well. Probably for next 5-10 years, they have been scheduled the upcoming observations. And we could probably get more and more evidence with clarity, which could determine whether the life exists on that particular planet or not. And this time, for next generation, they are really using extremely large telescope, something called as LUVIOR, in order to cross-examine various atmospheric signatures at various other angles. Now, this could probably create a more and more level of clarity for human beings in order to do the proper research and in order to come to a proper conclusion as well. Alright. Until then, scientific community remains casually optimistic, watching for more and more data, which could probably answer humanity's one of the oldest questions: are we alone? Now, let's come to a hypothetical question. Now, imagine life has already existed in that particular planet. Will you be able to travel there and want to create a new civilization? If at all, what kind of civilization you just want to create? What kind of civilization you expect? Or how does the human evolution takes place? This is completely hypothetical. This is absolutely outside the box I'm really talking about. Just ask yourself. Even imagine at what, like, this is beyond kilometers, billions and billions of kilometers away from Earth. So probably you need a supersonic space travel in order to reach the destination. It even takes millions of years for a human to reach there. Now hypothetically, if at all scientists have discovered a level of vehicle that could probably take you in hours, what kind of vehicle it's going to be? What kind of vehicle you expect? What kind of vehicle that could probably take you from this place to that place, in this galaxy to that galaxy, in a quicker period of time? Sounds crazy, right? So spaces seem to be a mysterious for each and every human being, and the discoveries is really at the minute level. That's what NASA, everybody else, especially the astrophysicist, the astrochemist, the astrobiologist, everybody else are really, even the whole Earth want to really work on research works of the outer space. They seem to find a lot more challenging because our universe is that much massive and the universe is that much big. Alright, so now just ask yourself these questions, or just imagine how life is really good to become if at all you reach that particular planet. Alright, now whatever said and done, this has been the recent discovery from NASA and James Webb Telescope regarding the new planet, the existence of life on the new planet, which is so called as K2-18b. And as of now, scientists and humans believe that a lot more researchers and further level of observations need to take place and it could probably take even a decade to finalize everything else. Alright, so that is what I want to conclude in this video, and make sure to subscribe my channel. Make sure to really suggest what kind of topics I want to upload, what kind of videos I just want to put in, so that we could become a global community as well. Alright, so once again, thank you very much. Bye bye for now.